The devotees are so kind to me. And everywhere they are arranging my food, there is hot. In one country, no food. Why some believe? But why in this old is coming and going to whole world? What purpose? Sri Parshvanatha Maharaj, we is thinking what's the case. And secondly, I offer my equal dhamma and Srila Gurudeva to the lotus feet of our legacy. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and it's Ilya Vishya Om Srimad Astota Satashi Srimad Bhakti Arjan Sri Goswami Maharaj. To all to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas who have assembled like clouds around the sun to hear this great festival of Harikatha from the lotus lips of our beloved Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Ki. Srila Gurudeva has instructed me to tell a few words. While in his old age, he is taking this trouble to travel everywhere throughout the length and breadth of the world. So, Srila Gurudeva is a pure devotee of Radha and Krishna and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the disciple succession coming down from Srila Rupa Goswami Maharaj and 6 Goswamis, coming down from disciple succession Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and our Srila Bhakti Keshri Goswami Maharaj. Srila Gurudeva is a servant of the Rupa Gurudeva, a living transcendental representative in this world to distribute the mercy and the message of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, to uplift every single fallen soul, every single Jiva soul in the whole universe. This is his explicit mission, given to him directly by his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshri Maharaj, and specifically requested by our Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj at the time of his passing from this world, that he took the hands of our Srila Gurudeva in his own hands, and with tears in his eyes, requested him that you please help all of my disciples and instruct them in this great Siddhanta coming from our Rupa Acharyas, and also perform my samadhi, my final passing from this world, all the necessary rituals for a Vaishnava Acharya. And Sri Gurudeva accepted on his head this order of our Guru Maharaj and promised that he would carry this order till his last breath. So he, out of great devotion to his Guru Maharaj's orders, and out of his causeless mercy and compassion for all the sufferings of all the conditioned souls, he has taken this instruction and on his head has carried it to every far corner of this world, just as our Srila Prabhupada had done. So his especial contribution in the modern day, the current era of the spreading of this Verbania, this transcendental message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is that he is shining a spotlight, a transcendental illumination on all the teachings which were first introduced to this Western world by our Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj in his books and by his personal example, and the training that he gave to his early disciples, his young fledgling disciples, and the attempt that he made to inculcate Krishna consciousness and pure Shiva Bhakti into the hearts of all the Jivas, and especially in those who had come to take shelter of his lotus feet. This was a very, very great task, which would require very large period of time to give this proper training. But our Srila Gurudeva, in very few short years, he succeeded to build the foundation for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement throughout the world. He established so many temples and brought so many devotees to the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he trained them to some extent. But certainly, there was much more guidance required, much more training required, and much more deep explanation of the Vaishnava Siddhanta, of which our acharyas have written dozens and hundreds of books. So now, in the current day, by the transcendental will of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our beloved Sri Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj,
perhaps we should try to control some ego warnings that I cannot understand what really is speaking.
So actually there are some microphone also is not so much echo.
Who is taking care of sound system?
They're doing well. Now they're adjusted. So now this contribution, special contribution, which our Gurudev is giving, is to reveal to the world these most important literatures which have been written by our previous acharyas and which our Srila Prabhupada did not have time to translate. So he has taken it upon himself to arduously spend many hours and years translating these literatures for the benefit of all the Vaishnavas of the present time and all Vaishnavas to come for generations and hundreds of years, that they will be able to know what is Verbania, which our Srila Prabhupada came to the Western world to give. Therefore, he's revealing the message of the Guru Acharyas, Aratma Shatayas, Tatham Vrindavanam, Ramya Kachi Upasana, Rajagatu, Varane, Yakalpita, Shri Chaitanya, Srimad Bhagavatam, Pramanalam, Prema, Marko Maham, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tanikam, Tatravaru, as explained by Srila Vishwanath Thakur, the message of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is to bring everyone to the lotus feet of the Aradhi Bhagavan, the son of Maharaj Nanda, Brajendra Nanda, and Shyam Sundar Shri Krishna Vrindavan, and to understand and comprehend that Sri Vrindavan Dham, his divine transcendental abode, is not different from him and is the highest place of the supreme transcendental pastimes of the absolute personality of Godhead. And that the highest method of worshiping that Supreme Lord is that message, that method which was inculcated and practiced by the Brajavadhus, the transcendental Brajavotis, who worship Krishna in the highest possible way by absolute surrender and absorption in his transcendental pastimes. And all of this message is coming from the Grantaraj, the king of all Shastras, Srimad Bhagavatam, the very greatest transcendental treatise on the science of the absolute truth. So this is the message which our Srila Prabhupada came to give to the Western world. This is the same message that our Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj is coming to bring to the Western world. And it is inspired from deep within his heart by great devotion to his Guru Varga and great causeless mercy for all the souls of this world. So we are bowing down at his lotus feet millions of times and praying that he will shower his causeless mercy upon us, by which one day we will attain this transcendental goal and serve Radha and Krishna in Brajadham. Go Priyam!
The He said in the rustic of the Sicharu, on which to pass the state of the dance. You heard Srila Gurudeva. He told the Father, why in this old age, even traveling in the whole world, especially I want to say that I have a strong belief in Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and Gurudeva. I have a strong faith in Vidya and Guru. I have a strong faith in Srila Gurudeva. And all the Rupa go your Vishnu. I have not faith in that. And I see Shadow, the Mathura Darshan, Srila Rupa, Srila Saraswati. What they have told? That we have all written, all written. Krishna, Supreme Lord. They are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Shakti Parinamata. They have come from Shakti. But we have forgotten. So we are not happy. Though we are strong, very energetic, young lady or man, some are children, young, some are very wealthy, in good position, very intelligent, but taught to better. All are unhappy, suffering from life. Especially, they are coming randomly. That we will not be suffering. We will have to God. And what we are collecting? Oh, not even 140, not a hair. Everything we will have to be concealed. So, our lessons and knowledge, our Guru Parampara, that is covered a very easy nature. That is this miserable suffering world, how we can be happy. Some of us has some belief, but not strong. They have not come to this world for sense gratification. No. And the result of punishment, we are in peace. But don't forget this. And they have discovered the method, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ayyakiva, Follow Naste, Naste, Naste. Without name, no gati, no shelter, nothing. But this name should be, we will have to sound pure in the guidance of pure Vaishnava. Giving up all kinds of duplicity, hypocrisy, and other things. cheating others. In this time, we should not cheat others. And there are so many persons, Mayavadi and others, in India, so many saints, say the guide of sadhus, they preach their mission, not to please Krishna, not to please Gurudeva. So we should try to be very careful and very strong belief in this. So I am in this age, touring, traveling in the whole world. I go one place to another and see that where I go, where I in church or what. But where I left this, I leave this place and go to other places, or at once they become true. So I have come to remember you, remind you that don't be. After my departure, one place to another, you should try to reach my mission. My mission is Rupa Goswami mission, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, my Gurudeva, Parampara Mahaprabhu. पृथ्वी पे जब आचरण बड़ा विक्रम सर्वत्र प्रचार है. So I have come to remind you, God give me as a female are there. Most of the very strong. You have not come to this world to marry or for marriage. Process certification as I have spoken before. This purpose should be try to advance in this consciousness. And I think if you are chanting, you are reading yourself, you are trying yourself, practicing bhakti, but not in better or higher class of association in prayer. Guidance is not from there. You cannot get it. And that is why I am very easy to give up all, to give this speciality. You know, Padmana Maharaj, Shyam Rani, Padmana Srila Maharaj, Sabdana Saraswati Maharaj, so many. So that is a very good message. You alone can make this message. So how all are here? And what I have heard from Guru Vaishnava, from Guru Parampara, there is this to do wrong. So don't waste it. And they are strong. Chahe moral do our work. Forget everything. In Ramayana is called lovers are studying from their Gurudeva, Valmiki, and he was teaching him Arabic. Archery. He told that what are you seeing in this tree? There was a mango tree, oh, very big branches and full of fruits. He said, what you are seeing? I am seeing tree. Poetry, yes, that is God. Oh, lost. Oh, what now? Then he goes, I'm there, I'm this nursing tree. Oh, brand? No. What? Fruit? No. What was it? The stick. Amer Bhakti লেগেছিল Well, yeah, and then fruit came along. So you had to be in why? What why? Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti, no. What was it? What was it? And then you should decide. Only God has this is the point. Try to forget all. And one this and you are. Don't put me under there. No boyfriend and boyfriend in this life. What it has been done. No manipulation. Only the manipulation of Krishna. That's the I have to take rest. So I am now going to take rest. Try to manage classes. We are having so many persons very qualified. So you should manage their time, dividing 3-4 classes. Morning class, then 3 and then 5 in the last, in the evening, my class. And thus divided everything. Our people. And all they were to try to attend the class. Don't neglect anything. And try to keep that Radha Plastic pocket of the theory of class. Then like an object of this. Shorten yourself. Of the Go, Brahma. One thing more. I'm very happy that from every part of Europe, from all countries, Australia, America, and the European countries, Siberia, from Russia, and Syria, everywhere. So I want to speak something direct to them, personally. And even you should benefit that time to time they can come to me and I can meet you all devoted personally and give chance to hear and inquire. So you should wait some time that Bhajanat will welcome us. And also, after this, you will go to Puri Purushottam 5th August to 9th August. So, Bhajanat I am inviting you all to come to Jagannath Puri. And there are 50 days we will be there. From August 5th to August 19th will be Purushottam Brahma. Gurudeva will celebrate there. So Gurudeva is inviting all devotees to join and celebrate Purushottam Brahma in Jagannath Puri. And also have to do. If you cannot, in any case, you cannot come to Purushottam, then I am inviting you for present or so try to come for 1 month. And after some time, now they will come.
Hare Krishna, I have one request for the devotees to please help the management who is expert in sound system to develop a sound system and everyone can listen very carefully. The sound system is not good, too much echo and everyone will not listen properly. So who is expert in sound system, please come and help the management to develop a sound system. Hare Krishna.
I also request the manager who are managing that there should be no difficulty of boarding, lodging, fooding, and other things are included. And if any problem, you should complain to the authority. Who are authority? What?
Lila Prasad Prabhu
Krishna Devi.
Krishna Devi.
Krishna Devi. I don't know who is managing. Especially you are all manager. You should see your manager below. Go to the
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatade Shakharine Nityananda
bolche, we should try to give proper honor to senior devotees, especially the disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. But our group is not doing following. There are so many senior Vaishnavas here, there, but no one is tell them to come. So that we are missing. And from tomorrow, senior devotees among males and females both, let it be respected and given place for them. From tomorrow you should follow.
And the devotees who sit in chairs, please don't sit in front of those who are trying to. You can sit in chair, but a little bit behind. Like
There.
Okay. So senior lady devotees, they can also come forward.
Or Ashtasakhi and then so many are. You can come, Anandari can come, Vichitri can come, all here. From tomorrow, you should sit forward. Sit. You can sit forward, red cloth. Yes, you can come here like. Why not in front? Come tomorrow in front. That I will tell to you. Namo Vishnu Padaya Gaura Krishnaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhakti Prakrya Keshavayati Nam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Prabhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Kalare Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Anubhaktaya Yam Prabrajantamapetamapetakritam Vaipayano Virahakaryatya Putreti Tanmayataya Karmo Vinedu Kamsarvabhutavidayam Tavai Vasmi Najvanupayadina Iti Vidyayadvi Kanganamacharva My humble obeisances in the lotus feet of our life. Maharaj Bhagwan, Vishnu Vasisna Bhakti Prajnan Kishore Goswami Maharaj, Guru Pankaj. And in the lotus feet of Christ, Siksha Guru, Vishnu Vasisna Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Nowadays, in Jagannath Puri, festival part is going on. Only 2 days before perhaps, when Jatra was, millions of people over whole world were gathered, still going on. Perhaps tomorrow will be Hera Panchami. Hera Panchami. Day after tomorrow. And after that, again, return festival will come. So many things will be there and going on. Only Krishna and his associates and his incarnations, they come to this earth with a purpose. And that purpose is that always merciful they are. They descend only to attract people. How they can cross the river of endless pain and death and birth. So-called festival is there. I want to tell something before that. We will, very soon, we will discuss about the Rath Yatra festival. But everything begins from Shraddha, Nishtha, Ruchi. Like Rupa Goswami has written, Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhu. But I think that he has not told first sadhusam. Sadhusam be first. Bhakti Janmamul has satsang. Krishna Bhakti Janmamul. What is the meaning?
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Srila Sanatana Goswami Bhatt, Krishna Bhakti Janmamul Hoye Sadhu Sangha. The root cause of the awakening of Krishna Bhakti is the association of a pure Vaishnava.
But why Goswami told like that? Adav Shraddha. Why he told? Can you? Why he told?
Srila Rupa Goswami Bhatt has explained, Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. In the beginning there is Shraddha, and then after that one gets Sadhu Sangha. But actually we should know that on the basis of Sukriti, good fortune, one first has the chance to meet with a sadhu and hear Harikatha from him. But in the first stage, we have no proper understanding of who is a sadhu or how to associate. But by that association, then faith is awakened in the heart. Then after when we associate with the sadhu, with very strong faith, with a great deliberate intention of attaining pure bhakti by that association, then that stage has been called by Srila Rupa Goswami Bhatt Sadhu Sangha in the verse Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha.
You understand now? That told correct. What he told? Again we are. What is the question?
He is replying to the question that how is it that Srila Rupa Goswami, he has stated Ado Shraddha, that there's Shraddha, but how will one get Shraddha? This is the point. That he has said Ado, but this Ado means that in the beginning, one will have to get Sadhu Sangha. How one will get Sadhu Sangha, that is explained. Bhaktistu Bhagavad Bhakta Sangena Parijayate Satsanga Prapite Bhuvi Sukriti Buddha Sanchataye. That one who has accumulated Sukriti, Bhakti Sukriti, heaps and heaps of Bhakti Sukriti through many, many lifetimes, then by the dint of the Sukriti, they will come in contact with Sadhu. Such Sadhus Srila Gurudeva, many times he's explained that there are those Mahabhagat, first category, second category, and third category. And also, just in Baja, where he was discussing Mahat Sangha, it was also explained that those who are Madhyamadikari, but who've achieved at least Ruchi, Asakti, that they can be in this category of sadhu. That from them, Paramatic Shraddha, transcendental faith, is coming. And one who associates with them, then this transcendental faith will be inculcated within their hearts. This is Ado. By this association, Ado, then will come this Paramatic Shraddha, at least some minute aspect of it, which will begin one's path in bhakti.
Very good. Any question? No. He had told, but he could not carefully hear. That's it.
The question is, if we see only the sadhu, is that association or is there something deeper meaning?
Sadhu is not called only form. Raman can come and he can take the danda sannyas. And nowadays, in this guise, thousands and millions of sadhu, in the form of sadhu, Raman is touring here and there, moving around. It may be there may be so many Raman within us also, who are attracting Sita in this guise and try to kidnap her. There may be so. In the form of sadhu they have come. But you should know Ram and Lakshman are here. They will suit it. So, Ado Shabda. In first chance, common people, general people, they don't know who is sadhu and who is asadhu. They don't know. Only outer sentence shows that he is sadhu or he is not asadhu. It depends on that, because they don't know. But that person sadhu, without any reason, without anything, he comes to the door of Grihastha. Oh, can you give me one glass of water? He is not thirsty. Even. Oh, can you give me a sandal? Or like that. And he makes some sukriti. And in the exchange, he gives some thoughts. What is the aim and object of life? And gradually, though the general people have no deep thought, but by any Mahabharata history or a story or Srimad Bhagavata story, they give some knowledge of it. And they tell who is really sadhu, who is not really sadhu. Then, by this association, the common people, general people, they come in a platform that they have some real transcendental sattva. If they are not serving, not obeying higher classes of sadhu, they cannot do anything by hearing. Only hearing will not do. Like in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it has been told. Tad-vidhi pranipa seva is rest among them. Tad-vidhi pranipa, pariprasna and seva. If you are not doing seva, not obeying him, no strong belief on him, you cannot do so. And there is a standard of association. There is standard. So, first Saddha comes, and what Saddha comes? Krishna Bhakti Kaide Sarva Karma Krita. If I will chant, remember, meditate to Krishna, my life will be successful, nothing to do. Nothing to collect, nothing to maintain, nothing. This life is given by Krishna according to the level that in past days what we have done. Understand? So, if you will not do anything, even your maintenance is bound to be good. What I do? What I do? Try to come some more early. When I came, they are as if I am sitting here to welcome them. They should come first before me and welcome me. Not that I will welcome with so many people. Oh, Maharaj is coming. Be careful. Padmanabh Maharaj, Ashram Maharaj are coming. I don't know.
Srila Gurudeva is explaining the shloka. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kohe Sudridha Nishchoy Vishnu Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. This is the definition of actual Shraddha. If someone has Shraddha, then they will have a very firm conviction and belief, complete, absolute belief, that if I serve Krishna, Krishna Bhakti Koile, if I perform Krishna Bhakti to Krishna, then Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. All other activities for my maintenance or any other duties that there are in life, they will automatically be taken care of. Srila Gurudeva is also explaining that this life that we've received now is the result of our activities in previous life. So whatever is coming to us by our pious activities in the form of so many material good fortune and happiness, it's bound to come. It will automatically come no matter what we do. And similarly, our suffering is the same. So someone who has true Shraddha, he understands that actually his foremost duty and his only duty in life is to perform pure bhakti to Krishna in this human form of life and attain perfection. And all the other activities that he requires to do for his maintenance, etc., they'll be taken care of, and automatically he will get the results of his previous life's activities. So real Shraddha, real firm belief, means that one believes I only have this one duty in life, and that is to serve Krishna.
And maintenance is bound to come. Nothing to bother, nothing to suffer. Like birds, like ant, like pythons. They do nothing. But life is maintained. But we think that, oh, I am so active. I am doing business. I am serving. And thus money is coming and maintaining. It is quite false. Don't believe in this theory. Believe in this theory that Krishna has given this form, human form, and he has written that your whole life will be in such a way it will go. Suffering may come, happiness may come, but your life will be maintained. Anyhow, if you are sitting here, someone will come. Oh, why you are hungry? Oh, Krishna will himself come. You know the history. Oh, the history. So, you should try to do Krishna Bhakti. Nothing else. And you will see that now you have enough time to do that. We know Ramayana, we know Mahabharata, we know Purans. Like that they wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita, Quran and all other things for us. But we are unfortunate, we are not taking it. So we must have a strong faith on epics, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana. Ramayana also, Valmiki is not less, he is also a Vyasa. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. The books of Rupa Goswami are not less important than Vyasa. In some cases they are more better, superior. So try to have a vow that in this human form I have only one aim and object of our life. And what is that? To practice bhakti. Now, I want to give some explanation of the Rath Yatra. I'm very brief. How it came. It seems that Krishna went to son of Eucalyptus, in Kurukshetra. Radhika and all others went there. Also there is some history here from here and there. So we have explained so many times. So I request Shyamrani in brief the explanation or account of Rath Yatra. First second, you know all. In brief. Or give mic.
Sri Gurudeva Namo.
How they came from Dwarka to Mathura. With Govinda Maharaj, Gaur Maharaj and Gaur. Very interesting.
Om Adhyanam Smuranga Sri Gyanam Janasalakya Chatsaram Vitam Tasmai Sri Gurudeva. Srila Gurudeva ordered me to speak what he generally calls the third history of how Lord Jagannath appeared. Just as the inhabitants of Vrindavan, and particularly the gopis, feel so much separation from Krishna and come sometimes faint and sometimes to the point of leaving their bodies, so Krishna also feels like that in Dwarka. Once he was unconscious for a few days, and his associates like Baladev, Uddhav, Narada and others were discussing how they could bring him back to consciousness. So first they thought that Narada should simply play on his veena Narad Muni Bajayvi Naradika Ramana Name. And then Krishna would wake up. And then Narada said, but if I do that, then Krishna will immediately run to Vrindavan, play with his friends and the gopis, and we'll never see him again. So they devised, or thought they were devising another plan, that Uddhav should first go to Vrindavan and tell all the inhabitants of Vrindavan that, don't worry, Krishna is coming back. But Uddhav said, if I go there, they'll say, oh, that liar and cheater is coming again. Because I was there before, some months after Krishna departed from there, and I promised that I would bring Krishna back, and he never came back. So they wouldn't believe me. Then they suggested that Baladev should go. And Baladev said, the same thing will happen to me. Uddhav said, especially Mother Yasoda will think that liar has come back. And Baladev said, if I go, the same thing will happen. When I came back to Dwarka, after promising the residents of Vrindavan that Krishna will return shortly, I begged him to come, and he promised me he would come. But I don't know what happened to him. He used to be very soft-hearted and merciful when he was in Vrindavan. But after he arrived in Mathura and Dwarka, his heart became like stone. So I couldn't convince him, I won't go. Then Subhadra was overhearing their discussion, and she said, oh, I'll go. I'll go to Vrindavan and jump on the lap of Mother Yasoda and caress her and tell her, your son is coming very soon. Don't worry, you can welcome him. Then I'll go door to door to the house of the gopis, and I'll tell them all, decorate Vrindavan and get ready to welcome Krishna. They'll believe me. So when Baladev heard that, he said, if my sister and brother are going, certainly I must go. I cannot live without my brother. And I miss my mother and father so grievously, I want to see them again. So we'll all three go. So there was a chariot ready for Subhadra, then a chariot ready for Baladev, and Daruka personally came to be Krishna's chariot driver. As Krishna was going to the chariot, just like we see at the Rath Yatra festival, when Jagannath tilts forward, tilts back, and to the two sides, and the very strong wrestler Daitas have to keep him up by very strong ropes. And as he's standing on the pillows, and the pillows break and all the cotton comes out as he's walking from one cotton pillow to another. Similarly, this all started when Krishna was going to his chariot to go to Vrindavan. When Krishna first woke up, he thought, oh, I'm in Vrindavan. Uddhav, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? So then Uddhav said, no, this isn't Vrindavan, this is Dwarka. And Krishna became like a mad person, forgetting that Uddhav was there, Baladev, Narada, forgetting everybody in Dwarka, and just running around in the room thinking, oh, the gopis have stolen my flute. Ah, maybe it was Radhika, or it was Lalita, or Vishaka, and he began searching the invisible gopis, like a mad person. So they said, well, we're going to send you to Vrindavan right now. So Krishna was fainting in different directions as they were taking him to the chariot, just like the Rath Yatra festival. This is the origin of Rath Yatra. Finally, they got him on his chariot, and Daruka went very, very speedy to Vrindavan. Another thing Subhadra told everybody in Dwarka that I'm going to tell them in Vrindavan is that Krishna is coming with me. It's not that I'm making a promise. Krishna and Baladev are with me. Krishna may be held up a few moments, a few hours, a couple of days, because on his way so many rich people and so many kings and princes may be offering him prayers and gifts. So he'll be a little bit held up, and he's coming right away. So the three of them came on their chariots to Vrindavan, and as soon as Krishna arrived, he was told by a messenger that Srimati Radhika is just about to leave her body. She's on the verge of death, and in the very next moment, she will certainly leave her body. And at the same time, the gopis like Lalita and Vishaka were putting cotton under her nostrils to see if she was still alive. And there was hardly any life there. And all the residents of Vrindavan were convinced, now this is definitely the time that Srimati Radhika is leaving. They were all grievously lamenting and mourning. Even Chandravati, though generally a rival of Srimati Radhika, came to offer her condolences and speak compassionately. So, just then, Krishna arrived, and he saw Radharani in that state of unconsciousness, and he began to weep like a baby uncontrollably. And as he was weeping and his heart was melting, and he was dying inside seeing her, his face began melting, his legs, his arms, everything began melting, and he assumed the form of Lord Jagannath. Then he was so much mournful and feeling separation that Radharani was right there, that he began rolling on the ground in the form of Lord Jagannath. And Baladeva and Subhadra, seeing him, they also became intolerant of seeing his suffering, and so they became ecstatic suffering. And so they became also like that. In the meantime, the Shaka and Lalita were whispering in Radharani's ear, "Your beloved Krishna is here. He's standing right before you. You can wake up now." So Radharani immediately came to external consciousness, but then she saw Krishna weeping and rolling in the form of Lord Jagannath. So she said, "We must save Krishna. Whisper this very special mantra in Krishna's ear." And what was that mantra? Radhe 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 Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So hearing that very magical mantra of his very life and soul, Krishna came back to consciousness and assumed his natural normal form as Krishna, and so did Baladeva and Subhadra, and then the loving exchange and the paragraphs and years of conversation that Krishna and Radharani had in their now unlimitedly increased love cannot be described, although it can be realized in the hearts of personalities like Srila Gurudeva. Then Narada appeared on the spot, and he said, "I would like a benediction." And Krishna said, "What is that benediction?" So Naradaji said, "I pray that in these three forms, that you melted in the love of the gopis, and particularly in the love of Srimati Radhika, these three forms should be somewhere in the world." And that became Nilachala, Jagannath Puri, so that everybody can begin worshipping you, starting with Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagani, and pulling the hearts, and end up by Sarasanga, finding out about the supremacy of the love of the gopis and your subordination to them, particularly to Srimati Radhika, so that ultimately people of the world can come to the service of Srimati Radhika. So Lord Krishna said, "Tastu, let it be, so be it."
Very interesting story. But how he came to Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra form? So broad. And how in the Maharaj is how he came in these three forms? Who brought?
I know they know, they can tell me. So Indradyumna Maharaj was a great king.
Have you told about Narad requested going to Krishna? Have you told?
So Indradyumna Maharaj was a great king in Avantipur, Middle India, millions and millions of years ago. And his wife was named Gundicha. He was a very great and religious king. And one day, he used to regularly host pilgrims who would come from holy places. And one day, he heard from his Brahmin minister that some pilgrims had just come from a very holy place where they had seen one deity named Nil Madhav. And they said, these pilgrims said, that anyone who sees Nil Madhav, he'll get 4 arms and go to Vaikuntha. Even if someone doesn't see him, if they only desire to see him, and on the way they die, still, even having not seen them, but just having the desire, still they will go to Vaikuntha. So this king developed a very special desire because he was already a devotee. He thought, I must see Nil Madhava. He wanted to see the Lord in person. So he devised a plan. He collected his ministers and requested them, you go east, you go west, you go north, you go south, you go northeast, you go southeast, in all 10 directions. And all of you take 3 months. And after those 3 months, whether you find Nilmadeva or not, oh, the reason he had to ask was that night the pilgrims were there in his courtyard. But when he went to find out where is that Nilmadeva, they had already gone. So now he lamented an already felt separation. One of the ministers, or his associates whom he sent on this search, is the son of his priest, and his name is Vidyapati. He was very handsome, very young, and very intelligent. And the king promised, whoever of you find Nilmadeva, I'll give you a portion of my kingdom. I'm so eager. So he went towards the east, and after walking and walking for many weeks, he came to one village. And it was evening time, and he required some place to rest. So he asked the residents there, and they told him there is one Sabara, which is a lower caste person, but he's very religious, very humble, very intelligent, and he always hosts pilgrims. He's a very excellent host, and most people go to his house. So Vidyapati went to his house, and he wasn't home at that moment. His beautiful young daughter Lalita was home. And she said, just stay a moment and my father will come home soon. So his father came home with a very excellent fragrance on his body. Very outstanding, unique fragrance. And Vidyapati was overwhelmed by that fragrance. So the Sabara father, whose name was Visvavasu, he instructed his daughter, please give everything to this Brahmana. Help him with his bathing, with his prasadam, with everything that he requires. So she began serving him, and the nature of a young girl, beautiful girl serving a young, beautiful man is that they became attracted to each other and fell in love. Though Vidyapati already had a Brahmin wife back home in Avantipur, still he fell in love with Lalita. And she requested her father that they be married, and her father very easily agreed. Now they're husband and wife. So one day, Vidyapati asked his wife Lalita, Lalita, now my dear, affectionate, loving wife, you are my half. So I have one request to make from you. I want to know where your father goes every day. And he comes back with this wonderful fragrance. She said, I can't tell you. And he became very disturbed and upset. You're my half, and you can't tell me? And then he became silent. So she was grief-stricken that she couldn't please her husband. She said, I promise not to tell, but I must tell you because you're my husband. He goes to see one deity. Oh, what is the name of that deity? Nilmadeva. So we cannot imagine how Vidyapati was overjoyed. So he asked her, please arrange and ask your father if he'll take me. So Lalita sat on the lap of her father and very sweetly and politely said, my husband would like to go with you to see Nilmadeva. And instantly he became petrified of separation, that if somebody knows, somehow or other, I just feel that I'm going to be separated from my Lord. So he was bewildered. Should I tell her? Should I not tell her? And seeing his hesitancy, she said, if you don't tell me, then I'll take poison and die. So, believing her and thinking, I'll lose my only beloved daughter, this is, as our Prabhupada used to say, the last weapon of the lady. So he said, okay, I'll take him, but there's a condition. He'll have to be blindfolded with a black cloth around his eyes. And she was agreeable, her husband was agreeable. The next day, the husband sat with his father-in-law on the cart, and she's very intelligent, Lalita. As her father is, so she is. So she very stealthily whispered to her husband, here, take these. These are mustard seeds, and they will grow very beautiful yellow flowers. So you should throw them here and there on the road as you're going. And very soon these flowers will grow and create a road. And then you'll be able to find Nilmadeva yourself later without having to go with my father. So the husband was very happy. But this Vivasa was also very intelligent. So he didn't drive on any straight path, but he went in a very zigzag way. Because when one is blindfolded or blind, then his other senses are more receptive. So in order that his other senses wouldn't realize, he took a very zigzag path. And finally they reached the hill of Nilmada. And Mr. Vasu told his son-in-law, just wait here, I'm going to get paraphernalia for worship, and I'll be back soon. In the meantime, he was sitting there outside the temple, and he saw one tree with the branches leaning over the lake, and he saw a crow sitting on a branch, and this crow just accidentally, maybe he was sleeping, fell off the branch, fell into the lake, and came out with 4 hands, and Garuda came to get him and flew him off to Vaikuntha. So the Japanese thought, well, this crow eats animals and eats stool without any discrimination. He's eating. He's such a low bird, and he went to Vaikuntha. If I jump into that lake, I'll also go to Vaikuntha. So he just began to climb the tree when all of a sudden there was an aerial voice, a voice from the sky. Don't do it. Don't commit suicide. I have very big plans for you, and all arrangements will be made. And just after that, Mr. Vasu came back and he said, come on. He didn't realize what he was doing. Come on, let's go to the temple. So he went to the temple, and finally, after so many months, he was able to see Nilmada, and his heart was totally overjoyed at the beauty of the deity. And he saw the worship by his father-in-law, the singing, the worship, the paraphernalia being offered, and then again his blindfold was put on, and again they went back in a zigzag way back to his home. On the way, Viswavasu heard an aerial voice, which said, "Oh, Viswavasu, you've served me for so long, and now I want to be served by King Indradumna, who Vidyapati is representing." So he immediately became petrified, and as soon as I got home, he locked Vidyapati up in a room as though he was in jail. So Vidyapati had to get back to his king. So he begged his wife, "You're my half, you're my dearly beloved wife, please help me escape, and I'll get back here as soon as possible." So she did that, and after walking for weeks, he got back to King Indradumna and told him everything that happened. Now King Indradumna was so happy. He took his wife, he took all of his ministers, his army, and they went to that village. But by the arrangement of the Lord, that whole village was covered with sand. No village, only sand. No hill, only sand. Naturally, no mustard seeds, only sand. And no temple, only sand. So the king was overwhelmed with grief. He decided he would fast until death. So he sat down, and then that same aerial voice came to him. And he said, "Don't be disturbed. I will come to you, but not in the form of Nilmada. I will come to you in 3 forms. Jagannath, 4. Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, and Sudarshan Chakra. I will come as a log. And you will take that log and make that log, which is replete with chakra and gada and padma, all these signs of Vishnu, and you will make my deities. But first, Brahma will come, and he will take you to Vaikuntha, and there you'll be able to see me personally." So Brahma immediately came, they went to Vaikuntha, and there he saw Nilmada in his Vishnu form speaking with his associates, and he was so pleased, unlimitedly happy. And then the Lord himself told the king the same thing that the aerial voice told. Then he went back, and he was already had arranged a temple to be built. But now, the time level in Vaikuntha is a lot different from the earth. So now so many millions of years have passed. And when he got back, everybody had already died practically from his kingdom. By the arrangement of the Lord, his wife was there, but practically everyone else was gone. And that temple that he had built, there was a new king, naturally. A new king was in charge of the temple. So he went to the king and told him, "No, this is my temple. I built it so many millions of years ago." But he didn't believe him. So Brahma came as a witness, and there was also one crow named Kakabusha. And he confirmed that I've lived a long time, and I know that this is the actual king. So the new king turned the temple over to the old king, that is the real king, Indradumna Maharaj. And then the log came in, but he couldn't move the log. All of his elephants, all of his army couldn't move the log. And they found that log at Chakratirtha. So an aerial voice came again, and that aerial voice said, "You won't be able to take me out, but my great devotees, Viswavasu, Lalita, and Vidyapati, they'll be able to take me out. Somehow or other they remained despite the fact that the village was covered by sand. So go and find them, bring them in a royal procession on a chariot, bring them to this spot. So the king arranged for that. Then they came, they went in the water, chanting Jai Neel Madhav, Jai Neel Madhav, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra, and instantly the Lord came out. The Lord was put on a chariot, brought in a royal procession to the temple, and then the king made an announcement. I would like all the carpenters of Orissa to come and make these deities that the Lord said should come from this Lord. So many, and I will give a portion of my kingdom to anyone who can do it. So many carpenters came, and as soon as their tools touched the log, immediately they broke. The log was too hard for them. So there was one old and very beautiful Brahmin. He said, my name is Maharana, and I can do it. But I have a condition. It will take 21 days to carve these deities, and you shouldn't disturb me at all. So the king agreed, and now 14 days passed. And you know, ladies have a very soft heart. So the king said, my dear husband, this Brahmana hasn't eaten anything, I'm sure, for 14 days. And I haven't heard any sounds for 14 days. Maybe he's dead. If he dies, then Brahmahachi will be guilty of the sin of killing the Brahmana. The responsibility will go on our head. So the minister told him, no, I think there's some special mystical arrangement here. But she kept insisting, so finally the king arranged to have the doors pushed open. And Srila Gurudeva tells the story in different years and a little bit different ways, I guess according to how it happened in different yugas. One time the Brahmana was there and he smiled and said, oh, I couldn't finish the deities because you came and disturbed me. And then he disappeared. And another time, there was no Brahmana, but just the deities. But on any occasion, the king realized that this was not any carpenter that carved this form. This was actually Jagannath himself. So then, as an aerial voice, Lord Jagannath instructed the king exactly how to have the Rath Yatra festival. It's not invented by anybody, this festival. It's actually dictated by the Lord. There'll be the Snana Yatra, there'll be the Chandan Yatra, there'll be a 10-day Rath Yatra, we'll go to Gujita. The temple was named after the queen because the queen was so instrumental in bringing the Lord. Then the king requested Lord Jagannath, please don't let me have any children. Why? Because if I have any children and they have their children, then our descendants will think that this is my temple and I should get all the pranami. Just like it's going on not only in India but in the West. So Lord Jagannath agreed, and then he smiled. And why he smiled was because he knew that in Krishna's pastimes, in this third history, and also in the second history, which you haven't heard yet, in Dwarka, another way that Lord Jagannath appeared, again Krishna told Narada, yes, I will appear. And that's why Jagannath smiled to the king. Lord Premanandi Hari.
Hare Janamago